I talk to teachers and principals all the time who are confused about that concept. Why are they, what would happen if you just gave them materials and said, enjoy these, go ahead, create something, but they don't have any way to become creative because you need information. Blank canvases for kids were pretty deadly. There is a visual vocabulary. How do you feel? That line is you falling asleep. How do you feel when you're running? What does your line look like when you're running? When you're exhausted, when you're out of breath, when you're cranky? What would a siren look like? And so that's the beginning of really expression in art. If you go around the room, it's pretty consistent. It's really interesting because it's how does your visual, two-dimensional flat sheet show feeling? I feel very strongly, and this is sort of the philosophy of Art Trek, that these problem-solving exercises give the kids the skills they need to develop into well-rounded human beings. They take in information, and lots of information, and they get to synthesize that information and make it theirs and make sense of it and then become creative with it. So in many of our schools, we'll have the leaders of tomorrow. We want them thinking creatively. We want them understanding that there are many choices, but then you make a choice and you can look around. We encourage kids to look around and get a full scope of possibilities. We encourage them to look at each other's artwork all the time, to understand that many people are making choices and people think very differently. They might think along the same lines, but they might not. They might think really differently. And that it's all normal, and that there's a spectrum of final products. And we do it for art, but the metaphor is there's a spectrum of final products. But we also know that for the elementary school kids, most of the artwork will vanish. It will go into the black hole of growing up and leaving things behind. But what the kids will take with them is that experience, and they'll go through life thinking, I'm good with creative decisions. I'm good with creativity.